Hey, yo, what's good with it, y'all? It's your boy, Mistah Wilson, and you are now tuned in to WilsonBlock100 Radio. And yo, man, we got T-Ram back on the block today. What's good with it?
Yeah, we at the Wilson Block Almost podcast. It's T-Ram. He getting there.
I'm getting there. Come on, man. You know, we striving for greatness, man.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man, real quick, man, just, you know, T-Ran gave us an interview a few years back, you know what I'm saying? Y'all can go tune that out. But real quick, for the people listening, can you just catch us up to speed on what you've been up to lately?
Definitely, bro. Right now, I'm, you know, the music's still going, but I'm on my masterpiece shit at Pasadena.
Let's go.
You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to, you know what I'm saying, put all the homies into it. Yeah. Right now, I got an artist, you know, Gangsta I. That's one of my ventures. Yeah, ventures.
No doubt.
And he's one of the hottest in Pasadena, you know.
Let's go.
You know, some people, you know, try to... you know, put people in the box, but just because he banged, but that don't mean nothing. Right. But he one of the hottest. You gotta listen to his shit.
Yeah, no, I checked him out. Yeah. So, I was definitely gonna bring him up. Well, I wasn't gonna bring him up, but I was gonna bring out, you know, the artist that you're working with today, because man, we definitely see you. Yeah. And one big thing that I wanted to bring up for sure was how you've transitioned from just doing music to doing video too. Yeah, you know what I mean? So you doing your own videos and you orchestrating stuff for the other artists in town. So tell us how you made that transition and what are you ultimately trying to accomplish? Yeah,
definitely. I think the transition was like more so not wanting to wait on people to shoot my video and edit it sometimes. You know, there was this one situation where this dude took like 2-3 weeks. I'm like, I know it don't take that long.
That part.
So, you know, I opened up the app. And I think I like downloaded it from a torrent. So I like, you know, and I finessed it and I started editing myself, even though they were kind of weak at first.
Yeah, but nah, you know, look, man, you've been at it for years already. Yeah. You know what I mean? Like I've seen you started and work with it. You know what I mean? And you've been pretty consistent. You know what I'm saying? Bro. What has been as far as shooting videos, you know, where have you been pulling like creative inspiration from? Like, okay, like what type of videos have you seen to make you like, okay, I want to kind of like do something like that with your own twist on it?
Yeah, West Coast shit, like, you know, like West Coast shit we got going, like the new artists that's coming up. Yeah. A lot of those dope videos, bro, and just, you know, real artists too, like, you know, people that paint and shit. Right. Because you know what I'm saying? That the videos,
it ain't just music.
Yeah, exactly. It's all about the art, bro. Right. And it's a way of life, you know?
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
So yeah, man, you know, speaking on, you know what I'm saying, the hottest in Pasadena, you know we got to talk about it, you know what I mean? And I'm gonna hit you for your top 5 in a minute, but first, you know, I want you to go ahead and expound on the artists that you're working with and, you know, what current and upcoming projects y'all got coming.
Definitely. Right now, so, you know, Gangsta I is the main one, but as far as artists, like on some rapping shit, I got my boy ENG. He making music and he make beats too. He from Pasadena.
Let's go.
ENG 626. He a good producer and he rap too. So that's an artist I'm working with. Yeah. And
so Gangsta I.
Yeah.
So he got an album coming out, mixtape what?
He do. Well, he has a mixtape right now that's on iTunes. It's Welcome to the Amazon. You could buy it.
Let's go.
So, you know, he on, bro. Like listen to the project, bro. You know, and he's hard.
And so did you help like kind of executive produce the project?
Yeah. Me and him did everything. So, you know, he made the music and I did everything else, basically. I got the artwork for him. Yeah. And got him connected with producers and things like that, bro.
Right. Yeah, and then who else is all on the project?
He has Stunner Racks.
Big shout out, my name Keandre. Yeah. I'll let your boy.
Yeah, man. We're gonna go viral.
Let's go.
So, yeah, he on there, bro. And, you know, I've been trying to tell all these dudes about, like, you know, BMI and those type of things.
Right, the business side of it.
Exactly, because it's a lot of people that signed the 3 artists out here, you know?
Right.
You know?
And they never really seeing the light or nothing.
Exactly,
you know what I mean?
Or the money, more important.
Right.
You know, because, you might be getting hundreds of thousands, but you could be getting millions, though, you know?
Right.
So
in your opinion, or just from what you've seen and experienced, you know, where do most artists, you know, where do they fall short at when it comes to pursuing a career in the arts from the business perspective, right?
Definitely. I think, business perspective, I think they fail just, you know, thinking that it's all dandy and thinking like, you know, those executives, you know, white people gonna have your best interests.
Right.
You know, I think that's where they fail at.
Right.
Like trusting too many, you know, and just getting caught up in the moment. Exactly. Like it's fun to be, you know, fucking bitches and shit, but like at the end of the day, like that shit get you, you know, into a cloud, you know? You know? So I think that's where a lot of people fail. Just not staying focused and consistent, I think, you know?
For sure.
Yeah.
And then so you know, man, we just had a great legend of ours just pass away recently. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? In your latest video, that's deep, right? That's the latest video. Yeah. You know what I mean? You sporting the Crenshaw, you know what I mean? Yeah. And you know, in your words, man, you know what I'm saying? What did, you know, Nipsey Hussle mean to you and you know, to the community at large? Yeah.
Man, that's a good question. I think Nip, bro, he was more of a, you know, of an inspiration, bro, simply because, you know, he made it from nothing. Yeah. We could exclude the gangbanging because we, you know, everybody's not banging. It's more about the story. You know what I mean? And that's how we relate to him, bro. Exactly. Because nobody's perfect. You know what I'm saying? You know, everybody does a little bit of dirt, but you know, his story was bigger than the gangbanging. I feel
absolutely.
Like. Yeah,
absolutely.
So I think that's why it just any nigga that comes from the hood, just the story. You know, the marathon, bro. Like, you can make it at any time. Whenever, you know what I'm saying? It's just, yeah, bro, yeah.
And so, at what point, you know, when were you turned on to him? You know what I'm saying? As far back as...
Yeah. Well, my grandma lived, man, Christian Slauson, bro. So, you know, I grew up partly over
knowing what that was,
Yeah, exactly. Just seeing it. We was never involved in it, but we always seen that crazy shit, you know? So, that's when I got turned on to him was probably like, you know, what was that one mixtape, Crenshaw mixtape? Yeah. I think that's when it was solidified. But before that, everybody heard of him. You know what I'm saying? Everybody heard of Nip before that. But I think the Crenshaw mixtape was when people was like,
started paying attention.
Yeah, exactly.
That part. And you know, it's crazy. Like, I grew up there too, not so much on Crenshaw and Slauson, but off of Van Ness, just below Florence and shit like that. Yeah. So, you know, as big as they hood is, that was still they hood. I didn't know that was kind of still the same area back then, because I lived on the backside, so to speak, you know. But come to find out, you know, if I would, you know, fortunate for me, we weren't over there,
man.
You know what I mean? Or we weren't on that side of Crenshaw, you know.
And there's nothing wrong with saying that, you know.
You know? But I mean, in his lyrics, he would say, you know, he from 6-0, and if you grew up here, you would too. You know what I mean? You understand that, like being from Pasadena. You know what I'm saying? Like, not everybody that gangbang is Pasadena is necessarily from the same family. Exactly. You know? But if you grew up in and around here, then chances are, if you do gangbang, you're probably running with one of the main factions. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
100.
So, you know, and then also I just want to, you know, say this about what Nipsey said, you know, success it's the journey. You know, not so much the destination, right?
Bro. It is. A lot of people get that shit caught up, bro. Like, you know, I'm gonna get here and this shit gonna be all right, but it's not that though, because you'll never get there. Right. You know what I'm saying? What is that? What is that? You know, and that's where people get fucked up and they mental get fucked because they think they gotta have this, and this, but it's not that. You gotta enjoy what you're going through.
Right. And then not even understanding what it takes to get that.
Exactly.
You know, what I'm learning these days is, you know, the experiences you get from actually learning how to do the shit. You know what I'm saying? You make your mistakes and trial and error and whatnot, but you gotta embrace that way, you know what I'm saying, you can eventually know how everything's supposed to be done yourself.
Straight
you know
out.
what I'm saying?
Yeah. And then once you get there, it's over because you know everything. You know
and then that's when you become, you know, something to be reckoned with.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? Like, for real. That's when you can truly make a difference.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I just wanted to talk about that and you know, definitely show some respect to that because it caught us all by surprise, man. Wasn't nobody expecting that.
Shit was insane, bro.
You know, and like they were saying, the other little bloggers and stuff was saying that you know, he was still on ascension. His career was still looking up in a big way. Like, you know what I mean? So he was only getting started, really.
That's why it hurt. Really.
Right. I feel like he was stolen.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? From us.
Yeah.
And especially when you just see how many people came out and were touched by what he accomplished, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, man, I want to ask you this just on a basic tip, on a life skill tip, you know what I mean? What ways do you know, stay positive, you know what I'm saying, throughout the days, throughout the journey, you know what I'm saying, especially when things get hard and challenging?
Yeah. Shit, me, I think about what's going on right now and see how far I came. That's what keeps the shit positive. Like, nigga, this shit could get better. Right. You know, because, you know, you always going through some shit in life, you know, and that's just the way it is. But you just got to see how far you came. Like, damn, I got this now. Last year, I didn't have this, or I didn't know this. Right. So this shit is getting better. You know what I mean?
No doubt.
Yeah.
And in what ways have you created, like, how have you created ways to, you know, continue your interest in learning? You know, like what is your philosophy when it comes to, you know, equipping yourself with things that you don't already know?
Yeah, I think that just understanding that the world is limitless. You know what I'm saying? Understanding that I could really create everything in this motherfucker.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like that's what makes me want to keep knowing shit, because you know things like law of attraction, shit like that, like just interesting things. You know what I mean? That can self-help me, you know what I'm saying? And that's knowledge, you know, trying to chase things that self-help, trying to get out into a better situation, right? You know,
no doubt.
Sure.
Man, that's important, man. See, look, I'm taking from you right now. You know what I'm saying? Because you know, like I've seen you, you know, not transition, but I've seen you grow into, you know, evolve. That's that's the word I'm looking for. Evolve into just progression. Appreciate you know what I'm saying? Like every time I look up, you got something better. And I always wanted to tell, I might have said this in the last interview, but you know, you like when y'all dropped the Hearing Colors mixtape. Oh yeah. You know what I'm saying? You know, I gotta bring this shit up. You know, I gotta bring up my boy Zarky, you know what I'm saying? Sounds by Eye, okay, and Delphic Concepts and the era. You know. With the Hearing Colors, just the album cover alone that shit was crazy. Was ill. You know what I mean? So crazy. Even back then, I was like, man, these some creative dudes. Like even the Delphic Concepts whole website and everything y'all had going back then, you know? So, you know, when's the last time you hollered at your boy Zark?
I was just talking to him. He actually just hit me like 2 days ago, bro. That's the funny thing. I don't be hitting back, but it's just like sometimes we be busy and shit. Right. You know? Yeah, a couple days ago, bro. So he's still, you know. So
are you working on any solo projects?
Right now, I'm doing, as far as my music, I just like to record hits, bro. Like whenever I feel it, I'm like, I'm gonna record some shit. Like, you know.
Who you got producing for you?
My boy ENG.
Okay,
he'll record for me.
Rapper and producer, and he's also produced for Gangsta Eye on the album.
Nah, he hasn't, but he will though. So, yeah, soon enough.
No doubt. All right, and so you know, who is your top 5 demon? Now we talking about top 5. You know what I'm saying? So you know, don't just think the homie, but think like, who would I really give it to if I was asked about this on the biggest platform? You know what I mean? And you can include yourself if you like.
Nah, yeah, for sure. I'ma always say myself. Right. You know, I'm the hottest nigga walking.
But number 1 and number 5, because some people not gonna give it to themselves. Some people really gonna, you know.
They not. Like, as far as grind, I say myself, but like, you know, music-wise too, that's deep as a hit, bro. Like, you really listen to it, but like, I'm more focused on the business side. I really like Gangsta Eye, bro. Outside of, you know, whatever he's talking about, he's a rapper, lyric for lyric, he's the hottest, bro. And then, you know, there's a lot of dope artists. You know, they have a lot of artists that's trying to do it too, that aren't so hot, but you know.
Yet, at least.
Yeah, exactly. Right. But that song you did, Music and Me, was dope. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Like, that shit was hard. Like, a lot of different shit. I like a lot of different artists in Pasadena, bro. Because it's a lot.
It is.
You know?
It is, man. And you know, and you know, to be honest, man, just being, you know, Mr. Pasadena music scene and all of that, like, I found myself, you know, scouring your channels, you know what I'm saying? Scouting for the local talent on your shit. You know, because you was really putting out authentic and original content that was really like, okay, nah, they had a shoot, they set that up, they pulled it off, they executed it, you know what I'm saying? And when you go there, you see, you know, they representing the sound of the city. You know what I'm saying? And that's what's happening. You know what I mean? So, you know, we definitely see you. You know what I mean? I'm on my way back up to Seattle, but I was like, man, I got to at least touch down with T-Ran, because, you know, even back then, when you gave us the other interview, I remember you was like, you know, you had gave me a compliment for my consistency even then.
Straight
and
out.
So I'm like, you know, well, shit, let me just keep it back.
And that's one thing I gotta tell you too, bro. It's really the marathon, bro. Like, like I'm telling you, like you know, like doing this thing, bro. Like, I felt lowest of lows before it, but then I came, I'm like, damn, I'm the hottest in the city. Like, so that marathon thing Nipsey was talking about is really real, bro. Like, I think the universe recognizes what you're doing, you know, or God, whatever you want to say, it is. When you keep pushing through, that shit really happens, bro. You know? So that's for you, I'm saying your consistency is awesome, bro.
Like, man. But you know, I get it when I, you know, see cats like you being consistent and persistent. You know what I mean? And not just, you know, saying shit, but actually putting shit out and dropping shit. You know what I mean? Next level shit, to where it's like, you know, it's not just the same shit every time. It's like, you can always expect a little more. You know what I mean? So, you know, I definitely got to give you that acknowledgement. And And yeah, man, I was gonna ask you, man, if you wanted to touch on, you know, any particular political issues that may be going on in the world right now that may be, you know, worth mentioning.
I think a lot of craziness that's going on, like, is with like, you know, this you know, the whole Me Too movement and all that crazy shit.
Yeah.
Like, that's a political issue that a lot of niggas are affected by. Like, a lot of black males, a lot of proud males in general.
Yeah.
You know, I think that you know, it's a woman culture that's going against men right now that want to stand up for themselves and be a man.
Right.
And that culture is negative, bro.
Right.
Like, no matter how they try to push it with it being good, it's not, bro. Like,
it's still offensive.
Yeah,
exactly. It's offensive.
Exactly. It's offensive to black males and just any male in general trying to be a male.
Right.
You know, because they trying to put you down now, like, you know, with all the females and all that. Oh, no, nigga, you ain't got no money, you don't got this.
And so, you know, we not over here.
Yeah.
We not over here. You know, trying to get females to be anything other than being females.
That's
you know
it.
what I'm saying?
That's
we
it.
love you for who you are.
That's it, bro.
But you can't even appreciate us for just being what we were born to be.
Exactly, and it's a crazy time. Of course, it's a lot of females that's not like into that, obviously.
Right.
That they're
recognized.
Exactly, and they know what's up. But it's just like, you know, that's what's going on right now, and a lot of people got to adjust.
Right, they the real MVPs right now. I'm just gonna put that out there, you know, because you know, it's so like when you actually do hear a girl stand up for the natural, and it's like damn, okay, they are out here. There's someone that they are, you know, but they few far in between. Exactly. So when you see it, you know, you're able to appreciate it a little more.
Yeah, so to all the homies, you can't be affected by that shit, because that shit you drive down your confidence and make you think about some other shit like when you're not supposed to.
Right.
You know, so
that part.
That's a issue.
No doubt. That's what it is, man. Well, shit, man. Let me see, man. Where can people find your music online?
Oh, go to iTunes, man. Put in T-Ran, T-E-E space Ran, R-A-N. I got a LP that's on there, so, you know, buy that. You know, give me like 10 cents. Something per download.
Right, yeah, man. The streaming game is crazy, man.
Yeah.
But look, man, they can't find solidification no more.
Man,
they can't. Come on, bro.
Yeah.
You need to just throw that to the Wilson Block. Let us distribute the mixtape for you. We'll make sure that the songs will always have a download link. I mean, the stuff that you be willing to give, because you know that mixtape shit. You know, even if you weren't like developed as you are now, you know, people still on that shit. Like I remember when Kendrick Lamar, you know, when he was already blew up and became Kendrick Lamar, he, you know, his mixtape resurfaced and the shit went viral, and you know, people, you know, they had to get their hands on it. You know, you ask Kendrick Lamar, he was like, nah, man, I can't even listen to that music. You know, that wasn't my best shit. Like,
that's an artist. I think that's you know, one of those things of being an artist. You know, like Vincent Van Gogh, like in a different way they break their paintings, and you be like, you know, everybody else think it was dope, but you be like, nah, this shit. You know, but that's just how you feel. Like, I don't delete none of this shit, but I just don't be pushing it or just don't find it. You know? And I think that's what a real artist.
Well, I just think, you know, with that Piff, they still ain't adjusted too much. So.
They haven't at all.
Yeah, at all. Like, I go there and I'm surprised. I'm like, y'all still paying for this shit? But anyway, you know, I guess people are still paying to sponsor their mixtapes and whatnot. So, I mean, you know, but I think it should be somewhere in the archives where, you know, it's not gonna, you know, cost you watching all these ads and all this type of shit for you to just download access the music.
Zarky got it. He got all that shit.
Okay, yeah, well, we gonna be in Zarky gonna have to have a conversation. Like, hey, bro, we need some of the records. You know what I mean? Especially the Delta Concept shit and all of that, man, because, you know, I was paying attention back then. You know what I mean? And, you know, like, I've seen you come, like, you dropped quite a few projects between then. And I just like the whole Delta Concepts format that y'all had. Like, you know, every artist had, you know, proper representation, like a proper image, you know what I'm saying? Y'all did the group thing, and then y'all came out with the solo projects, you know what I mean? And I think what was his? His was
Zarky.
Life as I See It, I think it was.
Bro, he got like 100 tracks on his newest shit.
Let's go, See, right now he's a workaholic. Right now he's a whole nother beast. See, I gotta catch back up with him. You know, I think earlier, last year, man, we met in Seattle. And I was supposed to grab that interview for him, but we told him we'll catch up and do it.
How's
you know
Seattle?
what I'm saying?
That shit tight?
Yeah, Seattle's awesome, man.
I mean, vibe.
It's definitely. I mean, it's a great place for enterprise. You know, it's local music, viable. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like where I've taken the Wilson Block. You know, I'm like, shit. You know, when people pass the local artist spectrum, you know, they keep going and they go off to become, but that leaves the lane open. So who's really gonna be here to capture all of that? So what we gonna do is we gonna you know, wrap up all the artists that the industry won't fuck with, and we gonna create a path for them so we can essentially create our own scene.
For sure.
You know what I mean? So that way, at the very least, you know, local artists have a place to get started. You know, learn business acumen. I hope I said that word right. And then also, you know, just have guidance for their unconventional career paths. You didn't know when you started that you was gonna transition into video and then start producing other artists, things like that. You know, but because the local music scene essentially wasn't there for me or you to just show us that not only is that possible, but we can show you how to go about it. You know what I mean? So like when this Pasadena music scene jump off, we might hire you to be like, look, man, we need to do a workshop on, you know, the how to establish a brand as an artist, right? Like your name, you know, how to go about it is
because it's changing. The scene is changing.
Right.
Pasadena scene. I see a lot more artists, you know, getting more attention. You know what I'm saying? So it's cool. It's cool, bro. It is. It's changing.
Yeah, and then, you know, artists just need to know that. So with the Wilson Block, man, and I'm not gonna stay on it, but it's everything. I'm creating everything that wasn't there for me. You know, nobody was gonna give me a magazine cover. Nobody was gonna interview me like this. You know, I mean, I've been grinding so hard. I've never spoken to an actual A&R.
Man,
you know,
it's crazy, right?
Never.
It's crazy.
You know,
that should be crazy. Like how certain things, especially LA, like a lot of these motherfuckers are snobby, bro. Like, you know, it's you know, you can't just walk up in their buildings and be like, "What's up?" Like that's more so Atlanta and shit like that. You know what I mean? Like they fuck with the music scene. Like LA, even though everything's here, motherfuckers don't want to fuck with you.
But you know, and I'm gonna give it to you. I'm gonna give you a raw perspective.
You gotta create it though.
Yeah, you know, like look, is all the celebrities out here. Like the only artist that I actually seen in real life. Was Snoop Dogg. You know what I mean? And even that was for a hot moment. Like, so, but everyone else, even including even like Nipsey Hussle, you know, J-Rock, I never seen these cats in person. I always seen them through a screen or on an image. So as far as I know, this shit don't exist. But it just feel that way sometimes. You know, but you know, because I'm on the local level. It's like I know Nipsey Hussle was out here and all that, but I never seen him as much as I was out there. You know, so it be like that, you know, and that's kind of what's helped me just kind of be like, you know what? I don't go to like Spotify or MTV BT to check out for what's new. I'd rather go to Bandcamp and browse through the new arrivals. You know what I mean? The different genres and the local shit because you know, that's the type of artist that I am. You know what I mean? But you know what I'm saying?
Once you get in those circles, you get in those circles. But like, you know, that's not important though. We can create our own circle. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
You know?
Exactly. You know, without that outside influence of, you know, control that we ain't got no power over. You know, I'm trying to send a message to Pasadena that, hey man, look, as far as the local music scene go, it don't belong to you guys. Like it doesn't belong to the city. It belongs to the local artists, period. You know, I'm not building this thing up to auction off its character and sell the character. You know, I'm trying to, you know, sell it on the talent that's actually here. You know? So that's the overall goal of that. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, and I know you got the Instagram. Oh
yeah, man, it's @ToranTaylor. You can put in T-Ran, you probably find me on Instagram, but put @ToranTaylor, TORAN Taylor.
Okay, is there anything else you want to let the people know?
Man, just fuck with the Wilson Block, fuck with T-Ran, and fuck with Pasadena. I don't know. That was it. Nah, that was it. I felt it.
For sure. All right, T-Ran, good looking on coming through. You know what I'm saying? For this exclusive interview with the Wilson Block, and we will holla back.